Welcome back. If you have a child heading off to college this fall, the transition could be a challenging one, not just for the student, but for the parents as well.
Our Allison Seymour talked with an expert about how to help your child get ready for the changes ahead. Psychotherapist and counselor Cindy Crane also has advice for parents on learning to cope with an empty nest.
You know, we're talking about this moment where parents have gotten to in the development of a child's life. They're going off to college and you're so excited. But then you come back home or after you've taken the child and you look around and they're not there anymore. It can be very traumatic for parents.
Absolutely. I personally can relate to this. I have a freshman entering college this year, and I definitely see a recurring theme of sort of loss and sadness, at the same time excitement.
Right.
And the parent's role is really in sort of letting that process kind of sink in. There's a rhythm change to our lives, for the children, of course, but also for us. So it's important to make sure that you fill that void with other positive things that really enrich you without kind of obsessing on how your kid's doing.
You know, and the other half of it is the stress for the child. We'll get to that in just a minute. I want to ask you, though, about some common pitfalls that we parents find ourselves in when we have that empty nest.
Right. Pitfalls for parents, I think, are in trying to contact our child too much. Texting makes it super easy. I think in worrying about the details and the minutia of our students' life. Things like, are they finding their classroom? Have they done their laundry? Do they have enough money for parking and those things? And really, this is where we need to take a deep breath and say all of the things that we've put in place are now there and our child is going to be okay. And for ourselves to ground in the sense that we've done our job and feel good about that.
Oh, that must be so hard. You warn against being the helicopter parent. What's that exactly?
Well, the helicopter parent is where we need to do everything for our child. This looked like when they were younger, cutting up their food and bringing their lunch when they forgot it to school. As, believe it or not, parents of college students, we might offer to edit our kids' paper to make sure that they know where their classroom is, to give them the Google map.
No.
That's not helping our child. The
Right.
helicopter parent has to step back and become more of the consultant parent, giving our child the encouragement to look to themselves for solutions, and we show them encouragement in saying, we know you can figure this out, good luck with that. If you get hung up, then contact me.
Right. You know, it is interesting because I've heard some really sad stories about just parents stuck for a while until they can figure out which direction to go into. But let's talk about the student.
Yeah.
What should we remind our students in a healthy way? What do we need to remind them of?
Straight out the box, I would make sure that we talk in advance about expectations. From the student standpoint, what are you expecting from this experience? What are your concerns? Rather than us giving them what we believe could be issues for them, like drinking and smoking and balancing schoolwork to social, what are their concerns? And really be present to listen. Then you can offer your own ideas about things you may be concerned about. But what I would also tell our child is that the first 3 weeks in particular are very stressful. They're supposed to be. It's normal, and you're not alone in those feelings. Give yourself a chance to marinate on the experience and know that there's a rhythm flow to any transition.
And let me just say, in full disclosure, I came home like 5 times before Thanksgiving my freshman year, and then I found a boyfriend. And then my parents were hoping that I would come home every now and then. So it gets better. And it probably was that first month or so that I just felt sort of lost, if I can remember, to a billion years ago. So it's real and it's expected.
It's real and it's expected. And to be frank, those first 3 weeks are sort of the acute period. There is a chronicity to adjusting that first semester to what these teachers expect, to the work-life balance. We want to encourage our kids to learn ways to self-soothe, to first go inward, things that we have been teaching them all along.
Right.
Breathing, meditating, listening to their music, writing in their journal, blogging.
And also when to, hey, go to the counselor. There's a real problem here. Nothing wrong with reminding them to do that, right?
So important to let them know what resources are available. Statistics show us that about 90% of students who were interviewed felt incredible depression or anxiety in the first semester of college. This may be pre-existing mental health issues, or it could be presenting new ones. There is a separation period there. So it's very important to know where your guidance office is and to use that resource. It's there for a reason.
This is such an important topic, and one that maybe parents don't really want to talk about that much. So thanks for coming on and talking about it today.
You're very welcome.
Before school starts, it's almost that time for sure. Cindy Crane is a psychotherapist with Crane Counseling. Thanks again.
Welcome.